Welcome back. Our next group of characters is unlike any other residents of the Wasteland. While the majority of them are most likely recognizable and appeared in a movie or in shorts, these guys never even got the chance to appear on screen! These are the Gremlins. Now, let me start off by saying, no people, I'm not referring to these Gremlins. I'm referring to the ones that like to sabotage warplanes, either if they're flying or not, by taking apart some important bits and pieces. These mythical creatures are better known around the Royal Air Force. One man from the RAF who knows about them is Roald Dahl, who would later on write many classic children's novels, including Fantastic Mr. Fox, James and the Giant Peach, and his most famous work, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When he moved to Washington, D.C. in 1942, he wrote about the Gremlins as his first children's novel, and showed a manuscript of it to the head of British Information Service, Sidney Bernstein, in which he sent it to Walt Disney. Now, the story of the Gremlins that Dahl wrote is about the Royal Air Force taking away a forest to make an airplane factory. The Gremlins and their head leader Gus, who lived in that forest, decided to take revenge on them by sabotaging their airplanes. Then, when Gus meets a pilot who is also named Gus, they made a deal that the Air Force will provide him with food and shelter in exchange for the Gremlins to stop sabotaging the planes and instead help them to keep them in pristine condition. When Walt Disney finally saw the manuscript on July 1942, he offered a contract to Dahl to make a half live-action, half-animated film of the Gremlins, which, after a little while, he changed it into a fully animated film. In 1943, Dahl decided to publish a revised version of the story to help promote himself as a writer and the film, and it became an international success. But sadly, we can't say the same about the movie, when it got cancelled on August 1943. Now, there have been many different reasons why Disney canned the project. Some say that it's because they can't get the rights to the Royal Air Force, or the film would be out of date when it would be released, or the story man can't find a way to make small guys who like destroying planes look sympathetic. But anyways, the story and the idea of the Gremlins became quite popular around the world. The book and the planned film at the time even inspired a Bugs Bunny cartoon called Falling Hair. Disney even made some short silent comics of the Gremlins, with Gus as the main character. In 2006, Dark Horse Comics have republished the Gremlins book called The Gremlins, the Lost Walt Disney production, which I think you could still get it today. Even though the Gremlins aren't as big and really popular as other Disney characters, in Epic Mickey, these guys are everywhere! In the game, they're like the mechanics of the Wasteland, and they come in all different colors, and they are in many different places. They mainly live in the small world level that they like to call the Gremlin Village. Wherever you go, you will always find a gremlin trapped in a cage. If you free them, they will gladly help you out in some kind of task you need to do, and if you free them all, then you'll get a special gift at the end. But the most recognizable one out of all of them is Gus. This guy hangs around with Mickey and helps him out on his journey throughout the whole game. Kinda like Jiminy Cricket from Pinocchio, or Navi from The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Well, not really Navi, because with Gus, you don't have the urge to rip off its wings and squish him until he's flat as a piece of paper.